1230 WBVP Beaver Falls. It's now time for the best of Beaver County. For the next 30 minutes, you're going to learn about unique and interesting people in Beaver County. You can also watch live on Facebook at WBVP-WMBA. The Best of Beaver County is brought to you by St. Barnabas. Here is your host, Frank Sparks.
Scott Tady here, filling in for the vacationing Frank Sparks, and I'm really excited about this installment of the Best of Beaver County. We've got Joe Ruiz, co-owner of Bigham Tavern, along with your wife. We're going to give her a shout out in just a minute. But Bigham Tavern, right there on the Beaver River in Bridgewater, an outstanding location. You guys are known for your wings, your food, and first of all, welcome to Beaver County Radio.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Now, I'm trying to remember, how long ago was it you guys opened in the Beaver location, the Bridgewater location?
It was late November of 24, so we're just over our first full year of being open.
I remember you had like a flood you had to deal with first. It wasn't easy opening. You guys persevered, which I really admire.
I think it flooded twice in 10 days. That was a lot of fun. But we knew the building floods before we got into it. It was just we didn't expect it to flood twice inside of 2 weeks.
But it's worth the wait. Your menu, the cocktails and everything like that. And that special outdoor area you have, the patio. Is that what you call it, the patio, the pavilion?
Yes.
Okay. Right there on the river. And if someone has a boat, they can just park their boat and walk right up to there.
Yeah, so the Taylor Cay Marina has a lot of slips available for rentals that belong to each individual boater, but there is a courtesy dock that they've provided us that's usually open to the public. Sometimes that does get rented, but by and large, it's available for people to pull up on their boat and come in and have a meal and hang out for a while.
It really adds to the scene there. There's like a vibe, people want to get away and have some fun, and this comes with the territory when you're right there on the river.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy it. I love sitting out on the deck and just watching the boats go by and trains pass on the other side of the river. It's nice and quiet. Really, really good place to unwind.
Let's talk about the beginnings of Bigham. Starting, you have a location on Mount Washington.
Oh yeah. So, we purchased it in 2010, so we've had it just over 16 years now, my wife and I, and it's changed hands numerous times over the years. I think 4 or 5 different owners, but it dates back to 1910.
Wow.
Was when it first opened. A much different iteration than what it is today. It was your typical skinny Pittsburgh steel mill bar, and it had a grocery store attached to the side. Over the years, apparently, beer was selling better than groceries up there, so the bar kept expanding and eventually took over the whole building. There's been a couple of additions. We've added a patio where people have a lot of private parties. We have various events out there, back room for private functions as well, and lots of watch parties for various sporting events. So, it goes back pretty far in time, but it's a fun place up there. We got one that'll never flood and one that's going to flood pretty frequently. So,
well, even before I stepped foot into a Bigham, I heard about the legend of your wings. You guys are famous for those. Talk about what makes the Bigham wing so good.
Well, we inherited the wing reputation from the previous owner. That place was known for its wings. You'd go there, and I remember going there before we were the owners, and there'd be a line out the door on Wednesday nights. So we certainly wanted to keep that vibe going. But when we bought it from him, there were literally 4 wing flavors. So we took that and expanded on it and kind of revitalized it and pumped a little bit of breath of fresh air into it, and really took off. And we've won numerous Best of the Bergs and other type of other wing related awards for our wings and sauces. So we just keep trying to come up with something fresh and new. We're always changing, adding some flavors. Seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, listening to the feedback from our regulars, and we've got some diehard regulars at both locations.
Well, you brought the wings with you to Bridgewater, and you got a couple dozen different flavors, right? Rattle off some of the names.
We've got over 30 on the menu, and then, of course, there's some secret flavors that the real diehards know about, some that have come and are no longer on the menu but still available. Everything from your original buffalo sauce, which we call our OG, all the way to something called Cluckin' Hot, which is super spicy. One of my favorites, we've got dry rubs like Coyote. We've got a barbecue-based rubs. We've got, barbecue-based sauces. We've got some Southern style, where you get more into a Carolina type of a sauce, or a Texas, which is more of a creamy base sauce. So we've got a little bit of something for everyone.
And not only are those available on the wings, they're also available on some of your appetizers too, right?
Oh yeah,
Mike?
you can add the wing sauce to almost anything. So
Like your cheese curds, is that what they're called, or are they cheese balls, or those are?
We have the spicy cheese balls.
Out of this world good.
That usually comes with our honey garlic habanero on the side.
Ooh.
Those go really well together. But you can have it with anyone. Our sauces are available, and that's pretty commonplace for our customers to throw a side of sauce on, whether it's a salad, Pittsburgh salad. Have my chicken tossed in whatever sauce they're feeling that day.
Now, along with the wings, there's a reason a pig is part of your logo. What do you got on the menu?
Oh,
relates to that.
Plenty of pork-related options on the menu. One of my favorite old sandwiches that's been around a long time is the big ham sandwich, and if you just look at a picture of that, you get the point there. It's got everything, anything pork related that you could put on a sandwich is on there.
The restaurant's called Bigham's, so the big ham, that makes sense.
And we're located on Bigham Street in Mount Washington, so that was part of the original name. Bigham was just the location of the bar, and seemed like after it was first opened, as new owners would take ownership, they would attach their name to the bar. It would be Innocentes, or it was the Kennedys, or Cobb's was the gentleman we bought it from. So everyone seemed to attach their name to it, and we just wanted to revert back to the original name, bring that back.
Now, located right there on the Beaver River in Bridgewater, do you feel like you got to add some seafood too? I'm sure you've done that.
Well, they've been working on. We refresh our menu pretty regularly. That's one of my wife's constant things that she's working on. She's always working, believe me, but she's constantly working on reviving the menu, keeping it fresh. So yeah, there's all sorts of new things coming in the next iteration of the menu.
Well, let's talk beverages. What are some of the specialties of Bigham's?
Well, we've got a ton of beers to choose from. 16 on draft on the Beaver River, and on Mount Washington, a dozen drafts, which rotate pretty frequently. Move a lot of drafts, but we also have plenty of cans and bottles to choose from. Our cocktail menu rotates seasonally as well. That's constantly being refreshed, trying to keep new cocktails coming in. And then, of course, your staples when it comes to liquor and wine, and pretty good bourbon offerings these days. I'm a big fan of bourbon myself, so I really try to keep that going and keep something really nice on the shelf.
I've sat at that bar a handful of times, and very knowledgeable bartenders too. Seems like you do a good job of training and bringing them up to snuff on.
Yeah, our staff, staff's key. That's really one of the hardest part of running any restaurant is getting key people in the right places. And we've been very fortunate in that regard that our staff is hardworking and very dedicated to their craft. And so, yeah, there's a lot to know about beer, liquor, and wine, and they're very knowledgeable in all of those. You can ask them, a couple questions, and they'll figure out what they think you're going to like, and usually they're going to hit the nail right on the head. Very
personable too. My wife and I have sat there and we've gotten conversations with the bartenders. You end up talking to the person next to you. It's the kind of place has that friendly community kind of vibe.
Yeah, that's we like to think of it as our version of Cheers. I don't know if your audience is all old enough to remember Cheers in its heyday, but we certainly like to think of that of it that way. And we are in a neighborhood in Mount Washington is where we started, and my wife and I lived literally the next block over for the longest time. And again, like I said, we used to go there before we were the owners, and we wanted to keep that neighborhood feel and bring that out here to Beaver County. And friendly bartenders go a long way to keeping that neighborhood feel. Yeah. You know them, they know you, they know what you drink, what you like, what you don't like. Good for good conversation. So yeah, we try to put the right people in the right places.
But it's also fine dining enough. You can take mom there. You can take grandma for a special event. Get a corner table. You're looking out over the river, and it has a bit of that too.
Yeah, my wife does a really good job of planning those types of events. Mother's Day, events, Father's Day, different events throughout the year where we try to bring people together. It's that's our goal. That's always our goal. Even Easter. We have a big following at our Mount Washington location, and we get huge crowds after Easter Mass at St. Mary's Church of Mount Washington. And the same here. We had a really good Easter this year out here. So that's anytime that there's a special event, we try to cater to it.
We're talking to Joe Ruiz from Bigham Tavern. Did I pronounce your name correctly, Ruiz?
You're correct.
Okay. People got to wonder about the Georgia accent there, too. What brought you up this way?
I was born in Pittsburgh area, Bethel Park. My mom was from Peters, but my dad was in the military. And so grew up very young, military base, and he was actually from South Georgia. And we settled down there. So Pittsburgh kid, the only Pirates fan within 100 miles of Braves country. That was terrible.
Today's Bobby Cox's birthday, by the way.
Yeah, he just passed away as well. And the Braves are doing great this year, unfortunately for us, because I'm a Pirates fan, tried and true, and I can't stand the Braves.
Now, we're talking to Joe, like I mentioned, from Bigham's, and the building itself you're in Bridgewater, it's sort of historic in Beaver County. People will know it from back in the 70s. There's a place called Papin's Ark, and they had like animals outside, like Noah's Ark. And then people remember before you, it was Mary, it was Dockside. So it's always had a tradition, and you guys have kind of embraced that, but sort of taken it to your own level, too. And talk about the look inside. When I walk into Bigham's, what do I see? What's the atmosphere, the vibe?
Well, first thing you're going to see is our hosts, and they're excellent. The best. I think we have the best hosts in all of Beaver County. Those girls are fantastic, and that they're going to greet you and bring you into the dining area. And to the right is a new bar that we had built. We'd taken out the one from Mario's. We wanted a bigger bar area.
Sort of a U-shaped kind of bar, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite style. We tried to stick with that, and it was kind of tough figuring it out logistically to make everything fit because of the size of that section of the room. But I just like the feel of a U-shaped bar. Again, the camaraderie, being able to sit and see people across the bar and talk to them, and having the corners. Also, the bartender being able to serve the drinks as quickly as possible, make sure nobody's waiting, getting too thirsty. So, then off the back of the bar, there's always been that deck off the back, I believe. We expanded it. We made it much larger than the original deck that was there from when Mario's was operating there. And
honestly, you have more of that, more of the upstairs deck. They always had like the downstairs. So I like the fact that you can just walk out the sliding glass door, and then you're a little bit elevated, and you still have that great view of the river.
The view of the river's great from up there. I'm with you. I like that a lot, and you can see the boats, and there's a lot of nice boats out there. Yeah. So I like the boat, but I like riding on other people's boats even more.
Yeah, you don't have the headaches.
You're right.
Now, is there also like a little bar on the outdoor pavilion as well, sort of a tiki bar, right?
Yeah, we have 3 bars in the building now that are all fully open. Not all of them were open last year. We were still doing work in the basement area and getting that finished. So now you can come downstairs from the upstairs inside. There's a lower level bar, which was there, I believe, when Mario's, he had a bar down there. We just refreshed all that, tore it out and rebuilt it. And then you can walk straight out from there to the tiki bar in the stage area where you're talking about the lower level. Tiki bars to the right and the stage on the left where we have live music on Saturday nights.
And we're going to talk about the live music. We're going to talk more about the tiki bar. We're going to talk about a very special event Curtis and I will be at tomorrow. We'll be broadcasting from Bigham's. Looking forward to that. Take a break.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I'm really stressed out and I feel so overwhelmed. My daughter is getting married and then I'm taking care of my mom. I could really use a break.
You should call St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows. They have a really good respite program that can give you the break that you need.
Really? Tell me more.
When I was feeling overwhelmed taking care of my dad, I used St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows respite services. I was able to take him there for up to 30 days so that I could get the break that I needed. They were able to meet all of his needs, and he had so much fun that it was like a vacation for him too.
That sounds just like what I need. How do I get a hold of Beaver Meadows?
Just call 724-495-1600 and ask about their respite services. You can also go online to stbarnabashealthsystem.com.
We're back on Best of Beaver County. Scott Tatey here, filling in for Frank Sparks. We're talking with Joe Ruiz from Bigham Tavern, the one on Mount Washington, and now the one right there in Bridgewater along the Beaver River, Riverside Drive. And we were just talking about, you have an outdoor stage there. Who's some of the entertainment we're going to see there this summer?
Oh, we're going to have acts from all over this summer. We've got music this weekend coming up as a group called Acoustic Tricks that'll be playing Saturday. Hopefully weather's permitting and we'll be able to use the outdoor space, but if not, we'll move them upstairs. We did get we got our tent reconstructed. I don't know if you guys saw that. We have a tent over the back portion of the patio collapsed during the snowfall this winter.
Oh.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. But shout out to our guy, Mark, who was able to this guy can fix everything. He was able to reconstruct that and get us back open. So hopefully weather cooperates. If not, we'll move everybody upstairs into the tented area and have some good music this weekend.
That had to happen once. My wife and I were having like a 5 o'clock dinner or so, and raindrops started coming. It was just easy. We just picked up our plates. The waitress said, "Come on, I got a table inside." So if it does rain, it's a pretty smooth transition.
That's where we had to put the tent up. Our long-term plan is going to be permanent roof, open air seating, but a permanent roof over that, because when we're really busy, if the weather gets inclement, we've got limited space to bring everyone in if it's packed. So the tent really helps with that and provides some cover and bring everyone indoors. And now with the lower level being open, the lower bar, that's really helpful as well. That was space we didn't have last year.
So the live bands, do you focus on that for Saturday nights? And
yes, it's Saturday. We should try to have live music every Saturday is the goal throughout the summer. So we have Brad Root Productions does all of our programming for that. So Brad's going to have his lineup out pretty soon. If it isn't already available online, you can go and see which bands are coming. I know we have some local acts from out here. County Crew is coming.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, they've played. I think they've played twice for us there. I don't know. They play around the Beaver area. Very
They
popular.
do like the Big Knob Fair and events like that. Yeah.
Was it the Swearing Hat? So we'll be having them coming up again soon.
That's a big band. They get like 7 8 members.
Man,
I've seen them at Jurgles. They're very entertaining.
They rock the house, man. They're a lot of fun. So yeah, and then hopefully we'll have. I just made a friend here who's in a punk band out here. We'd love to have that as an option. We'll have to bring you out.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do it. Some stuff's punk, but we have, alternative rock, classic rock, some different stuff. We make a lot of our own original music as well, so we have something for everyone.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. We like to keep it fresh, mix it up.
Curtis is like an old soul. He's a young guy, but he can tell you anything about like an Eric Clapton album in '72 or something like that.
That's my father-in-law's favorite artist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Curtis and I are going to be at Bigham's tomorrow. We're having going at like a happy hour, I guess, 5 to 7 p.m. We're going to have the van out there, and we got some prizes, Curtis. What do we got? I know we got some Pittsburgh Pirates tickets we're giving away. And
yeah, some of the goodies we've had recently, obviously the Pirates tickets. In recent years, people didn't care for them as much, but lately, everyone's been grabbing at them. We have Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-offs.
Ooh.
People always enjoy getting those. And this year, a new thing, Pittsburgh Zoo tickets as well. So if you like animals, you like going to the zoo, we've got some tickets to give away.
So come on down to Bigham's. One more reason to be there tomorrow around 5 to 7 o'clock, and we'll just pull names out of a hat or something like that. We'll have some fun with that. But some of the other entertainment, you have something going on Tuesday nights too.
Yeah, Tuesdays we do music bingo. So basically you get a bingo card, but it has different bands, or it could be bands, artists, or songs. And the DJ will play a snippet of a particular song. And then if you have that, if you know the song and you have it on your bingo card, and then we do the old school regular bingo, then the crossed, and then finally block the whole thing out. But give away prizes again, Pirates tickets, different swag, different things for different nights. But that's on Tuesdays. There's our music bingo, and then on Thursday nights we have trivia. Trivia, same thing, lots of prizes to be given away. It's a lot of fun. I always enjoy a good trivia.
Now, is music bingo as hardcore as the bingo you see at church with the ladies there they have their superstitions?
It depends. It depends on the crowd. It can get pretty heated, and it especially depends on the prize.
And the trivia you mentioned, is that team trivia, I believe, right?
Yes, yes. It can be team trivia or by your lonesome, but we have trivia every Thursday. As always, have a little activity while you're having a cocktail.
Is that one of those deals you're competing against bars from across the country?
No, this is just local.
It's kept in-house.
But I do enjoy that. I was doing the National Trivia Network back in the not to date myself too much, but back in the early '90s.
Yeah, been there. Well, Joe, on behalf of you and your wife, what made you pick the location in Bridgewater? How did you hear about it, first of all, and what enticed you to move a second Bigham location there?
So boating is how we learned about it. Certainly, was unfamiliar with Beaver County. Mostly, I mean, I obviously knew where it was and so on, but we'd come out boating and had a really good experience, and thought, man, it'd be really nice to have a place on the water, something different. And then, of course, through connections that we had in the boating community, we learned that Mario's was going to be opening his new location, and that was going to become available. And we had literally been there before, so we thought, wow, this might be the perfect opportunity to slide in and get exactly what we were looking for, you know. And I love it out here. Again, I grew up in the South in a really small town in the country, so I fit in out here. This is where I feel at home.
Like you, I also spent a lot of time in the South Hills. That's where I went to high school. And I tell my friends from there that Beaver County has something that you're not going to get anywhere else in Western Pennsylvania. All these riverfront restaurants. There are like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
At least 4 right there in Bridgewater.
That's right. You got John
there was a time
Kelly's.
Pittsburgh had that when there was Donzi's and those kind of places, but they don't really have it anymore.
No, not at all. And that is a nice feel over in Bridgewater with you've got options. You got the standard right there, and then you got John Kelly's, you've got us. And then I believe there's another restaurant going in right in between Kelly's and us pretty soon. I think they're working on that right now, so it'd be great to get that open. And then, you can you've got the new Brewster's that they just built right there.
Yeah.
So you've got, you can come down and park your car and kind of hop around and have a meal and have a beverage. You can rent the kayaks and the different water activities out there, do a little fishing, what have you. So yeah, it's a cool spot.
Really nice in the fall too when the leaves change, the foliage across the river. It's just so serene.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it just in general, all seasons. It's just beautiful part of Beaver County.
And we're talking to Joe Ruiz from Bigham Tavern, 2 locations, Mount Washington and Bridgewater. We've alluded to your wife a couple times. You're on record saying she's the brains of the operation, so we got to talk about her.
100%. She runs the show, and she's probably listening to make sure I don't screw anything up or make any promises that she then has to figure out how to make it happen. So hi, Jess.
Appreciate you, Jess. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Now, as far as you talk about your website, your Facebook, how do you update people on some of the specials you have? Or
we pay someone to do that. That's above my pay grade and technological capabilities. No, my wife and then some of our staff are very good about keeping the social media updated and fresh, and everyone in the know as what's going on in the Bigham Tavern universe.
Sometimes it's just a simple matter of going on Instagram and seeing a close-up photo of a dish covered with food. And I'm like, oh, I know where we're going Friday. That's
the
easy.
chef's handiwork. That comes from Chef Les and Chef Adam. They're in charge of that. They post those almost daily. You'll see the special will be posted at both locations. So they take a lot of pride in making that dish, and so certainly the photos is the proof in that.
Is there a different lunch menu compared to the dinner menu, or how does it work at Bigham's?
So during the week, no, the menu's our standard menu. Then on the weekends, we do have a brunch menu that we run, and then we have sometimes, depending on what's going on, we might have an even more limited menu, which we call like our all-American menu, which is your burgers and dogs and things like that. That's a little more like a 4th of July type menu, a Memorial Day. Where we're going to get more in the backyard barbecue style of menu.
Now the brunch, what are some examples of something I might find on the brunch side? I know it varies, but do you have a...
Oh, yeah, but I mean, all sorts of great items on brunch. Fried chicken and waffles, that's always a tasty one. Again, add your own sauce, whatever Bigham Tavern flavor you want to add to that. They do... the big breakfast, that's my kids' favorite one. They come in, they want the bacon, the eggs, the toast, the French toast, all the carbs.
They're young. Calories don't matter.
So yeah, lots of brunch related options, and then wings are always available.
As far as burgers, you have those as well?
Oh yeah. The smash burger is probably my favorite burger going right now. Double patty smash burger. Really good. You got to try that actually if you come out on.
That really caught on. I thought that was going to be a temporary fad, but no, people like, why do they like the smash burgers?
They're just so good. I mean, they really are. I'm a big fan of a smash burger over a big thick burger these days. Yeah.
And you mentioned outdoor barbecue kind of things. Well, we are coming up on the Beaver County Boom, the big fireworks show. Yeah. I got to think Bigham's going to have a really nice turnout for that.
Yeah, we always look forward to the Boom and being involved in that. That's a really good time. It's great to see everyone out. I mean, you get to meet a lot of new people, but you get to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while whenever we're out, socializing.
Is there a good view of the fireworks from there if I'm sitting on your
Yeah. You can see downriver very well from there and see the fireworks.
You taking reservations or anything for that day?
Yeah, we'll take reservations, yes. And then, I just heard recently we've got some sort of old locomotive that's going to be coming through through town and crossing on the other side. I'm looking forward to that. I think maybe we could get a nice crowd. It's pretty early though, so we may have to open early that day sorry, Jess, we may have to open early that day to get some people to come take a look at it. I'm looking forward to that.
It's like the biggest steam engine ever built or something.
Yeah.
Like
It's a Big Boy.
Is that what
That's what it's called? Yeah, I think there's only a few left or so that are out there. And yeah, I mean, I've seen other instances where locomotives like that, they call them train watchers, and people will
flock to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they don't want to miss it. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to
in
it.
a good spot.
We'll do a story on that ahead of time, so we'll make sure we let people know.
Should be able to see it really nice from the back deck.
Yeah. Well, I remember the one time for Beaver County Boom, Big and Rich, the country stars, were playing on the other side of the bridge, and all of a sudden a train went by, and they started doing a train song. So they tied that into their entertainment. But so other big events at Bigham's. What I'm trying to picture like St. Patrick's Day. I got to imagine you had a nice turnout for that.
St. Patrick's Day is always that's always a busy day. If you're not busy on St. Patrick's Day, then you're probably doing it wrong, So that's for everyone. That's a good one. They do the pub crawl that John Kelly's started. I don't even know how long ago.
Is that the miniature golf one?
Yeah, they do the putt where everyone puts out holes. That's a lot of fun. Again,
so it's like you said, a crawl. You go to every Bridgewater restaurant and you have your miniature golf, and so you have a special hole on that, and there's prizes. I got to do that some year.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It is. There's a lot of prizes that go out that day, to the winning team, whether it's the costume or the best name or what have you. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
When is that? September? I'm trying to.
I don't remember the exact date. I think it's around there. I think it's right before the fall weather kicks.
We'll publicize that too, definitely. But one thing I really like about Bigham's, even before you opened, it was for one of the Beaver County Booms. You were still renovating, getting the business ready, but you went outside and you met people. You were like selling beverages out in your parking lot, basically, and you were kind of introducing people, shaking hands. And,
we wanted to get integrated into the community as quickly as we could, even though our construction project was taking much longer than we thought it should have. But that's a learning process. Make sure you get a good general contractor to run your project.
In fact, now I remember
it took a little longer,
and you had a big mural. You had the logo outside. You just painted that. Well, someone painted that for you.
Yeah, the local artist from Pittsburgh, who my wife found and adores, and she does great work. And she came out and painted that mural for us. We really love it. A lot of thought went into that, and she really captured the intent behind that mural. I think it's very representative of what we want to bring to Beaver County.
It's a good photo for your social media.
Yeah.
Here we are,
little Instagram wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got to have that. We've been talking with Joe Ruiz from Bigham's, and let's kind of recap everything. Talking one more time about the menu. Some of your specialties or some of your desserts. We haven't mentioned desserts. You got any desserts? Or?
Yeah, we carry some pretty limited desserts. And out here, how are you going to compete with Brewster's right across the street, right? So it's not even fair. I mean, that's just. Why even bother at that point? But Mount Washington, we've always carried some dessert options. Leona's ice cream is always on the list of really good things, and then we carry some desserts that are made by local companies, signature desserts. We will carry some of their items from time to time. So just something. If you got a sweet tooth, we'll try to solve that problem for you.
But wings are one of the definite specialties. The smash burgers.
That's the draw. The burgers and the wings are the big draw. And then, of course, what goes better with sports than burgers and wings, right? So we've got lots of TVs at both locations.
You got the Pirate game on?
Pirate game's always going to be on. Winning or losing, we're going to have the game on. Any of the sporting events from Pittsburgh, of course, you're going to get the Steelers, the Pirates, the Pens. The Riverhounds were a lot of fun last year. Yeah. We just hosted them at a
World
podcast.
Cup's coming up. World
Cup's coming.
Yeah.
So we try to if it's sports, we want it on TV. And I'm a sports guy. I can sit around and watch anything.
Well, we're very glad to have Bigham's in Beaver County. Recognize
thank you. We're glad to be here.
Your success. So, and come on and join us tomorrow. You'll be there, Joe, right? You get to.
Yeah. We're going to be out here.
All right, Curtis and I. Curtis, anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
I was real intrigued whenever you said the music bingo. That sounds really cool. I think I'll be joining in on that.
That was.
You said you do need to know the songs. Like you have to.
You're going to get a snippet of the song. Okay. And sometimes you might get the. Depending on how it's been edited, you might get the actual lyric that is the song. The title or what have you. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a way to it's a good way to pass the time.
I like that concept. It not only is like the bingo style, but having to know the music at the same time to be able to get it. That's cool.
That was a COVID brainchild for us. Like we were closed. You know, we couldn't gather, couldn't have fun together, and my man Al at our Mount Washington location came up with this idea, and it took off. It was a lot of fun during COVID too. You know, he was hosting it. We'd have people tune in, and they're playing bingo at home.
Oh wow!
And it was a good time.
So you're looking for something to do on a Tuesday. There you go. Get the big
that's
one.
right. That's right.
All right. Well, that's been another edition of our Best of Beaver County. Appreciate you coming out, Joe.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
That's right.
St. Barnabas thanks you for listening to the Best of Beaver County. If you missed anything or want to watch previous shows, go to our Facebook page at WBVP-WMBA. This episode will re-air Sunday from 11:30 to noon. We will introduce you to a new guest next Thursday at 11 here on Beaver County Radio.